Now we're rolling. Damage Plan MMA podcast. I am Jason, as always, my co-host, the voice of MMA in Utah, Mr. Zack Partridge.
What up, dog?
How you doing, sir? How you feeling?
I feel great.
Feeling like $1,000,000?
Nice and relaxed and just...
That's how you should feel fight week, right?
Fight week, man. It's here. It's here. And COVID can kick rocks.
Kick freaking rocks.
Yeah, we're not doing that again, so...
We had a fun, interesting night of fights on Saturday night. A little bit of controversy. Got some heads going. Got everybody all riled up on social media.
We nailed some fights, and then after the Macy Barber fight, like our picks went to a screeching halt.
Man, you know what sucks? This was the first card that I'm like, I'm gonna jump on TikTok and make my predictions.
Oh no! For the main card.
For the main card too. So it's like shit. And like, man,
delete
this. Yeah.
No, don't delete it though. No. Don't delete it.
No, I'll leave it up.
Authenticity. Right. And I heard TikTok, if you start deleting like videos and stuff, they quit promoting your new ones on the Foodie page. It's in their algorithm.
Interesting.
True story.
Very interesting. Well, should we start with the first fight of the night?
Let's just go, baby.
Let's just jam through these first ones because since we'll have a lot of controversies. Diana Belbita, we called that one over Hannah Goldie.
You did. I remember I went Goldie. I was like, eh.
It was a 50-50 fight.
Dude, Diana, her reach was a big factor.
Hannah Goldie is jacked. She should be doing a bodybuilding competition. She is freaking jacked.
She's yoked up, dude. She looks like a female version of Tanner Hines out there.
She really does.
She's huge.
Sarge Eubanks, we called this one. We knew this one was going to be over with quick.
We said that the bet to make on this one, the juice wasn't worth Sarge because we've seen a couple of sides of Sarge. We saw the good side of Sarge Saturday, right?
Yeah.
So we said the pick was that Sarge, any other outcome than Sarge winning by inside the distance. Because if we get good Sarge, she's going to murder her, which she did. Bad Sarge, Elisa Reed, who was a pretty highly touted prospect, just wasn't ready for somebody with Sarge's strength. 4-0. Look at the difference what it is when you get your diet and nutrition in order, do a proper weight cut, and whatever. I can't.
You know what?
Whatever. Just own it, right? We're just gonna own it.
We're just gonna own it. We're just gonna own it. My wife's working, so I haven't gotten shit from her yet, but I know it's coming.
Oh, it's coming. Dog.
It's coming. Yeah, it's coming. So we were right on the Sarge Eubanks fight. Next up, Julio Arce, Andre Ewell.
Nailed that
one too. We called that one. Julio Arce looked good, man. He's
a monster, and
he's a monster.
You know, when you're doing it at 145 and you come down a weight class and you do it the right way, again, same as Sarge, same thing. When you come down a weight class the right way, watch out.
Mickey Gall, Jordan Williams. We were opposite on this one, but I didn't bet it. I just kind of
Mickey looked incredible.
There was something about the press conference that I just picked up on, and maybe it's just a lucky guess. I'll take it.
Hey, if somebody's questioning your cardio and your toughness, which people were with Mickey.
Oh yeah.
Who better to go train with than Matt Brown, who doesn't get tired and is the meanest? Like, you want to talk about a training room with toughness. Mickey Gall, I said he might not be UFC quality or whatever. Changed my mind. I was dead wrong on that. And I think it's quite fun. I'm rooting for him. I don't dislike him. He's cool. Was a little disappointed he didn't come out to, hey, Mickey. That was a bummer. It kind of
we talked about that too. How did he not do that?
He can't. I could. Matt Brown was probably like, no, dude, we're going in there to kill. There ain't no happy songs.
No.
I'm going to say this.
What?
If you're Julio RK or whatever, that you got to remember, he holds a win over Dan Ige. That win looks better and better all the time too. That he's a problem at 135.
He's a problem.
Now they're saying probably it's either that or 155 are the two most stacked divisions in the UFC.
Yeah.
So anyways,
the streak continues. Imavov needed ground and pound. We don't bet against the Russians. And
don't bet against Russians, dog.
That is why.
And you tried to question me on this. You tried.
I did because he's got a freaking French flag on his
France
thing.
Had no problem beating the USA in basketball.
I'm so happy about that. But anyways, hey, I was just leaving myself an out here that if he got smashed, I could say, look, he's not from Russia. He's from France. It's just leaving us an out. That's all. Anyways, big win. Brendan Allen, Punahele Soriano.
That was the one we were dead wrong on.
Yeah, I mean, I was a little biased on that
For
one because
a coin flip fight, we probably were a little heavy on that.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I mean, he trains with some of the guys we know and support those guys down there at Vegas at Extreme Couture. So I don't hate it. I don't hate that we picked it. But Brendan Allen looked good, man. He looked good.
He did.
Next up, first fight on the main card. Man, did they start off with a bang? Adrian Yanez and Randy Costa. Holy crap. That first round was like, you kept telling me, dude, he's just timing. I'm like, he ain't getting the timing down. He's getting freaking smashed.
I mean, the game plan isn't to get smashed while you're getting your timing down, but I never saw knees buckle or get wobbled. Here's the thing. You get punched in the nose a whole bunch. It's going to start bleeding and it's not going to look great, but that nose shot isn't going to really knock you out.
Yeah.
Right. And that was actually the big thing. First of all, Randy Costa for a loss, stock could not be going up more coming off a loss.
Huge.
I mean,
huge.
He came out and did hello, Mystic Mac here. I predicted it. If he wanted to get him out, he needed to do it early. He knew that, and he jumped right on him.
He did.
He was trying to get that finish. He just couldn't find that knockout punch. And by the end of the second round, Giannis started finding his timing just a little bit. Second round or end of the first round. Second round goes to work. And dude, when he fights his flow, it starts putting together combinations. I've never used this word on this podcast. It's immaculate. It's perfection. He's incredible. He's incredible.
Yeah, he is the future of that division, in my opinion. He looks phenomenal.
I mean, if you said, hey, who do you think is going to be champ of that division first, him or Sean O'Malley? I'm taking him now.
I'm taking him. With his striking and his fight IQ, don't sleep on Randy Costa either, because he's only eight fights deep in his pro career.
Yeah. Oh, monster.
Eight fights deep.
Giannis won off of experience. They fight again. They fight again in a couple of years. I'll bet you that fight's closer.
Not only that, he only had 3 amateur fights. Like, this guy's still baby.
Super talented. Super talented. Dude, sky's the limit for him too.
He's not going anywhere.
Yeah. No.
Did you see the TikTok I sent you? He's back. Baby. The mentality, he's running today. I'm like, dude, I like this guy. I'm all in on this guy.
I mean, those two, I hope they got a performance bonus, because those two were, man,
phenomenal. Well, now we're going to get to, in my opinion, the most controversial decision of the night, Macy Barber and Miranda Maverick. I rewatched the fight, tried to be as unbiased as I could, because I was all over Maverick. She was pretty much my lock of the night, her and Kyler Phillips. She was my lock of the night. And it came down to that second round, because Maverick won the first round, clearly. There's no debate about that. Second round, I didn't think there was a debate about it. And I'm still trying to figure out a way of how they saw Barber winning that second round.
It was close on the feet, and Maverick controlled and won the thing.
I will say, Barber did have some moments in that second round, more than the first round. She got her up against the cage. She did land big shots. And I will say this about the commentary. I'm starting to hate DC. He's getting more to the corporate side of things, which I think you need that on that panel. You need to cater to the people that aren't as knowledgeable, I guess I should say. And Dominic Cruz keeps it real, because he mentioned something in that second round. He said Miranda Maverick is not, she's coming forward, but she's not landing a lot of these shots. So maybe as a judge, depending on the angles, because we're blessed when we're watching on TV that we get to see all the angles. I mean, maybe the judges maybe they like the aggressiveness, but I just thought that takedown at the end of the second, she got the hooks in, she freaking got a little ground and pound in there for a round that was fairly close. I just don't know how that didn't win her the round. What did you think?
What up, big dog? Kendra Wolf.
Kendra will be on tomorrow. Right now.
I was literally so confident in that our pick that I was already texting you, cash it, like it's done. That was 2-1 to me.
Yeah.
All day. And I feel like I'm fairly confident and know how judging goes. I know the criteria and we can have some debate about the main event. You go back and forth. And first and foremost, Dutch brought up a great point earlier. Judges have a very hard, thankless job. A lot like referees. Yeah. They don't have the benefit of instant replay right in front of them. They don't have the benefit of seeing the striking counts. They get one angle. They don't get the different camera angles as we're watching at home. You know, they don't get the different camera angles. Yeah. It's going hard job. That being said, they completely screwed the pooch on this fight.
And it wasn't. Here's what
I will say this on a lot of them. The Paiva Kyler Phillips close fight, not a robbery either way.
We'll get to that. Yeah,
the other fights. Sometimes there are close fights that I saw different, but weren't robberies, and you just have to be a little honest with yourself. Take your bias out of it and say, okay, I could see what the judge saw here. I don't agree with that, or I value this more than that. But whatever. But there's no and ifs or buts. Like I thought Miranda Maverick won that fight, and I would love if they would bring the judges up on some of these controversial decisions and say 90% of the fans at home thought that Miranda Maverick won this fight. I'm looking
at it right now.
What did you guys see and why did you score each round the way that you did? If they do that on the press conferences, it brings in one, a little more accountability to the judges, but two, it gives a voice to the judges to be like, this is what I saw. And if people go, man, I didn't even see that. Or man, I didn't think of that. It kind of gives the judges a way to defend themselves a little bit instead of just getting thrashed like Adelaide Bird does constantly.
So I'm looking at MMAdecisions.com. For those of you listening, you can go to MMAdecisions.com and you can see the judges. You can see the media scores. Every media member had it Maverick. You can see the public. You can, as a fan, you can vote for it. 92% had Maverick in that second round. 92%. How do two judges, David Hagen and Sal Diamano, both scored that second round for Barber? Now, the third round I thought was undisputed that Barber won that third round. I did not like the way Maverick's body language looked in that third round.
No, neither did I.
But either way, that's a tough one, man. That one hurt the most, in my opinion. Next up, we had Darren the Damage Elkins and Derek Minner. Derek Minner is on my fade list from now until forever.
I even said him and Jorgen De Castro.
Come on, bro.
Get out.
Come on. Come on. Props out to the Damage, dude.
I thought he was done, man. I'm like,
here's Dudge with a great comment again. Judge and ref pay doesn't reflect the professionalism of the sport. Yeah. That's
probably very accurate.
I mean,
how do you get the judges paid more so that they care a little bit more, so that they pay attention a little bit more? You know what? That's a great point that I've never thought of.
Freaking
if the judges
point.
Are making peanuts to these fighters that are making, we're talking.
What do they care?
I mean, NBA refs make six figures to be a ref for a season. NFL refs make six figures to ref for half of a season.
What's a judge making on the night, on a UFC night? Well, Dutch can probably tell us.
I'll bet you it's not more than a couple $100.
Maybe $1,500 for the whole night.
No way. I'll bet you they don't even make that.
Really? You don't think so?
I doubt it. I'd love to hear Dutch's take on that.
Then there's your problem. There's problem number one. See, he just answered about 1K. Boom. We're right. That's your problem.
Not enough.
That's your problem.
Not enough. You know what?
It's like going into freaking McDonald's and expecting Ruth's Chris service. Like you're just not going to get it.
It's like, or you go to teachers. We need better teachers. Pay them. All the taxes you raise us, pass it on to the teachers. Pay them.
You got to figure they got to watch your badass kids for 5, 6, 7 hours a day. Like no. Anyways, props out to Darren the Damage Elkin. That guy. Both of you and I were like, he needs to be done. And then he comes back and wins the fight. Bellator paid the same as a local show. Wow. Next up, the Rulian Pavaya and Kyler Phillips fight. Man, that was a fun, entertaining,
it's a good fight.
Back and forth fight.
Good fight. You know what?
I don't hate the decision.
You know what? I'm going to even say this. Good loss for Kyler Phillips.
I think it's a great loss for him. He'll learn.
Needed it. His head,
I-
if you've been watching his social media, which I have, and I've been buying into all the hype and I've been into all that. I think he was in the mindset. His confidence was so high. I think he thought he was starting to think he was a little untouchable. And sometimes I think when you get to that point where you feel like you're untouchable, and then you get into a dogfight a little bit, which I really didn't think Pavia was going to be game for.
He was game.
And it's a good fight.
I was little biased on Saturday because I was all over Phillips and I thought maybe the fight should have been stopped in the first round. But after rewatching it, I don't think it was a 10-8 round. I don't think it was close to a 10-8 round. Dude, Pavia was firing back. He was in top. He had top position for like a minute in that round, landing ground to pound. So he didn't get controlled enough, in my opinion. You could say, well, he almost got finished in the last 30 seconds. I don't think he did. He came out and won the second round. The guy, he was taking big shots and just kept coming forward. So I don't hate that decision at all. I mean, I wouldn't have been mad at a draw either, though.
Was it a screw job? Let's put it that way.
Wasn't a screw job. By far, it wasn't a screw job.
Nope.
Now let's get to the next one. That another controversial one. TJ Dillashaw and Corey Sandhagen. I saw it as a draw, Dutch, in which, I mean, I respect his opinion more than probably anybody else's comments on here.
He's the only judge I know.
He's been there and done that. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Dutch, did you have that first round of 10-8? I didn't see that as a 10-8. I'd be curious to see if you thought that was a 10-8.
He's a trained professional. You're not.
Yeah. I'm just the average guy drinking Monsters and watching fights on Saturday.
Get up! Dude, finish him, knock him out, punch him
twist his dick.
Give the whole dick twist.
He thought it was a 10-8 round too. All right. I'll shut the F up then.
Well, I mean, I think you're entitled to an opinion there.
That's right.
If somebody's going to say that was a 10-8 round, I can see how they feel like it was a 10-8 round. I just think that the judging is hard because, you know, a razor thin 10-9 round and then a 10-9 round that's clearly a 10-9 round is valued the same. That's kind of tough, you know. There's got to be a state, and I don't know how you do it, but you got to come out with like an MMA judging is different than boxing judging in some way, shape, or form.
I do agree with that.
It's just
why not judge the fight as a whole?
Isn't that what Pride did?
And just say, hey, look, Corey Sandhagen look at the damage he done to TJ Dillashaw.
Okay, let's go to the main event, shall we?
Oh, Dutch, I don't care about Big John. I think he's a freaking goofball. He said Big John had a 10-8. Big John's worthless.
You can't say he's worthless.
Okay, he's not worthless.
He's been around in this sport longer than you've been alive.
That's true. He has. Okay.
He's like UFC 1 ref, dude.
All right. I probably should respect
You have to value his opinion a little bit.
I do. If him and Dutch are both saying it's 10-8 rounds, I guess I should swallow my pride and just accept it.
They're probably right.
This is my podcast, damn it. It's my opinion. Yeah, but why not judge the fight as a whole? Why not just say, hey, look, as a whole, maybe Corey Sandhagen won the fight. What did you think of that fight?
Watching the fight, I thought that TJ Dillashaw won. Watching it live, I thought he won the fight. I thought he won 3-2. And it was close. So here's the deal. He got cut. We all know that he had a cut. And that's why the May 8th fight got scrapped, right?
Yeah.
And he said that got cut twice. Okay, so he gets this gnarly cut above his right eye. Gets this gnarly cut and blood's coming down and it looks really bad in that. I think people forget sometimes, like the damage side of things, that's only one significant strike. Like one significant strike caused that. Whether it was a pre-existing injury or not, he hits him, it splits open, it's nasty, it's gnarly, it's bleeding, it's reminding you that he's bleeding the whole fight. But that doesn't count. Every single round is damage.
That doesn't mean
that was one.
Yeah, it doesn't mean the third round he gets
it
knocked
didn't
because
rock
of the
him.
cut.
It didn't rock him. The little tiny cut on his nose from the flying knee was probably closer to closing the show than that one punch that caused a bunch of blood. I'd have to go back and watch it, but I did think that TJ won 2, 3, and 5, if I'm not mistaken.
See, I thought he won. TJ won 1.
Was 1 the one that he got cut though?
No, 2 was the one he got cut.
Okay, so I thought he won 1, 3, and 5, and I thought Corey won 2 and 4.
Here and
yes, Corey won 2. Yeah, because that's the one where his knee
Yeah.
popped, right? And he was having the issues with his knee.
that was at the end of the first.
Yeah, but he was having issues with his knee in the second round.
Yeah, in the second round. Yep.
I
I think from observing, I rewatched the fight again this morning and observing it. I thought if I'm trying to think of it as if I'm a judge and I'm watching this, right? Like the UFC is a business and they want to see people engaging in fights. If I'm a judge, it just didn't seem like Sandhagen was there to try to finish the fight. It seemed like he was just fighting to win in that last round. And it was close. It was a close last round.
he kind of coasted.
I think he kind of did. I mean, and that last round wasn't, he maybe outstruck him by a couple, but Dillashaw kept coming forward, pressure.
The hard thing is when you're a taller, longer fighter too, you're counter striking, right? And you're letting him come into your range and you're hitting them as they're coming in, and then you're circling out, right? It's pretty hard. I have a really hard time too, though. This is where I'm conflicting myself here. I have a really hard time saying, because at the end of the day, it's a fight, right?
Yeah.
Like we're in a fight. When I look at one guy and he barely has any marks on his face and he looks fresh, and then the other guy's covered in blood and his knees jacked up and he's walking with a limp for part of the fight and stuff like that. How did that guy win the fight? Because dog, like that's where I'm conflicted. But from strictly scoring the standpoint based off the judging criteria that I got from Scott Buller, I believe that TJ Dillashaw won that fight 3-2.
When I Saturday initially watching it, Sheree and I were watching it, and I told her after that 5th round ended, I said, I wouldn't be surprised if TJ got this. And I bet on Sandhagen. I'm the one that took Sandhagen in this fight. Like I had money on it, and I said it right after the fight. I'm like, I would not be surprised if TJ wins this fight. It just is something about that. And I get it. I've heard a lot of people saying, hey, the forward pressure doesn't mean anything if you're getting your ass beat. But he wasn't just getting his ass beat. He was coming forward. He was landing takedowns. He was landing shots. Like he was pressing the action.
What was the striking disparity?
I'm not 100% sure. I don't think it was that far
I thought
off.
It was pretty close, right?
It was close because I know in that last round they had him like it was like 15-8 or something, and I saw TJ landed 2 or 3 shots and got it pretty close. I think it was pretty even. I'm not on the website right now. You might have to pull that one up.
I will say this. If they would have given the nod to Sandhagen, I would have said Dillashaw did not get screwed and vice versa. Sandhagen did not get screwed in that fight. Jackson Hoops, sorry, dog. I know you're probably watching or going to watch this and you hate. This is my honest belief. I think people hate Dillashaw so much.
That has a lot to do with it,
and they're not willing to take their bias out of it.
Daddy's home, bitches.
Jackson Hoops. Yeah. That was a great line. But 2, you stop it, Cruz. Don't talk to me. Get off. Get that comment off the screen. I am not a fan of who TJ Dillashaw did, of him as a person. I don't, he could say whatever he wants about stuff. If a coach came to one hit, and we've had a coach come to one hit and then leave to go to another gym, and anybody that left and went with him, we would all consider him a traitor too. I don't like that. I understand if you have to do what's best for you, but when you share a mat in a training room with somebody, that's supposed to be special. So when you just bail to go with the coach, I mean, it's frowned upon in a lot of gyms. And there's a lot of things about TJ Dillashaw that I think he's a cheater. And I don't like that. But his knee was gone. He couldn't see out of his eye because he was bleeding into it. And he didn't stop for a second.
No.
And he was ready to, and he, like he said, he goes, yeah, I wanted to prove a point too, that my cardio is just fine.
And right? It wasn't just EPO, fine.
And it was. And so I'm just, I as a competitor and a fighter, I became a little bit more of a fan from TJ Dillashaw Saturday night. I still don't really care for him as a person, but who cares? I'll bet you if I knew a lot of these guys personally, I wouldn't like them.
He's a serious problem. Aldo and Jan, he after watching what he just did, if he takes the time to heal correctly, that's going to be the key.
I fully believe we just watched the true 135 title fight, because I think Sandhagen and Dillashaw both beat Jan and Jan and Aljamain Sterling. I mean,
I don't know if Sandhagen beats Jan.
I think he does.
He needs to switch some stuff up though.
Okay, but
I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say switch some stuff up. I think he'll learn from this fight.
Here's the difference. Corey had to give TJ some respect from some aspects of, dude, they trained together for 3 years.
That's true.
They know each other too. Corey Sandhagen knows what TJ brings to the table. He had to give him a little bit more respect
than
he did. Marlon Moraes and Frankie Edgar, he gave him no respect, and he went in there and starched him. He had to give TJ a little bit more respect.
That's a good point.
Might have cost him the fight, but also might be the reason why he didn't get knocked out either, right? Because, dude, we know how dangerous and explosive TJ can be. Oh my gosh. You guys, you trolls are just the worst.
So what's next? What does TJ wait for Jan and
here's another thing that I loved about TJ, and I hate giving TJ a ton of props, when he said, I want the winner of them, or if that's going to take too long, give me anybody in the top 5. Dude, gangster move. Tell me you don't want to see TJ Dillashaw and Rob Font right now.
Sign me up all day long.
Oh my God.
Sign me up. Sign me up for that.
You know, so I really like TJ, and I like TJ and Rob Font if it's gonna take too long. If that Jan Aljo rematch gets pushed back even a little bit, interim title fight, TJ Dillashaw, Rob Font.
Who does Sandhagen, Rob Font?
Oh, it's a great fight too. They're both long, bigger 135ers. Haven't matched up yet. Winner gets put right back into number 1 contention area. And
isn't Aldo and Munoz fighting too? That's lined up, right?
I think so, man.
I think it is too. Winner of that, maybe somebody gets if Aldo wins that, if Aldo beats Pedro, he's in the mix too. Like,
it's going to be tough for Joe. He's going to have to win a couple more.
Aldo's going to have number to win. 4. He's ranked number 4.
Yeah, but he's already lost to the champ. Like, he's going to have to win one and then win another one to get another shot.
I think the odd people out are going to be Garbrandt and Moraes.
Well, that's who should probably be the odd ones out.
Yeah, I'd say Garbrandt do that, but he's reaching for that. That wouldn't be bad either, Cruz. If Aldo beats Munoz.
Oh man, that's a crazy fight.
There's so many good fights in that division. So many good fights. Dude, we got good fights. Stacked cards. And this week, guess what we have? We have UFC Fight Night Saturday. We have Uriah Hall, Sean Strickland. But Friday night is freaking Bellator. 2 of the best featherweights in the world, arguably.
No, Bellator's on Saturday.
AJ McKee? No, oh yeah, it is Saturday. Sorry, Saturday.
It's Saturday. Both are on Saturday.
Dude, I'm watching that Bellator fight. These are arguably 2 of the top featherweights, right? Pitbull and AJ McKee?
Probably 2 of the top 6 in the world.
Who do you put above them?
So if you have to go total, no matter the organization, and you have to look at everything, you have to look at the UFC champ, obviously Volk.
Okay.
Right. You have to put Max Holloway in there, I think.
Okay.
You have to, and then those 2 are right there. They're probably 2 of the top 4. Brian Ortega, I do put in there too, right? He's challenging for it. I would say that's your top 5. Yeah, they're 2 of the top 5. You know what? And I say this with confidence. I think Pitbull would be favored in a fight against Volkanovski.
It's pretty much a coin flip fight on this one too.
And AJ McKee's looked phenomenal. I've seen AJ McKee in person.
Is he going to be ready for that step up? He's young. He's only 26 years old.
He's a monster, dude.
5'10", 73.5-inch reach. He's a big 145 too.
You don't use this word lightly because of BJ Penn, but I mean, he's a prodigy, dude. He grew up under his dad coaching him, and he's a monster.
The mercenary.
He's a monster on the mat. That's a perfect name for him because he doesn't. That's the other thing. Go look at it. He doesn't just beat people; he submits them.
Yeah.
Modified neck break from a guard, triangle, left hook to ground and pound in 1 second. Got a decision. Anaconda choke first round, punches in the first round. Like he's a finisher. I mean, you look at it, he has more first round finishes. He finishes people.
Yeah.
And that's when you look at a killer, I want to see a finisher. Where Patrice Pitbull, a little long in the tooth, been doing it for a long time. 34, but dude, he's first round finish.
AJ's got 9 out of 17 fights, 9 first round finishes.
I mean, Pitbull hasn't lost at 145. Back to Daniel Strauss in 2015 is the last time he lost at 145. I mean, jeez Louise, man.
Crazy. Good night of fights.
He's no joke. I mean, he is. I'm dead serious. If they ever did a cross promotion, I would pick Pitbull to win.
I'm going to go with AJ on this one. I'm going to go with the young up and comer.
The only thing that I worry about with AJ is you can't stay undefeated forever.
That's true. I guess if you're going to take an L, take it against the champ.
Take it against a guy who's a UFC, or not UFC, but MMA 145 Hall of Famer. Like, I mean, he's one of the best 145ers ever. I mean, if you look at career-wise and body of work, he is right up there with Jose Aldo and Max Holloway.
Oh, yeah.
145.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, it's good. It's
a great fight. Well,
also AJ McKee has not fought the level of competition that Patrice Pitbull has.
No, definitely not. That's what I'm saying. Is he ready for that step up?
So I don't know if I have a hard time picking against Pitbull. I like McKee a lot, but I have a hard time picking against Pitbull, man, because that dude's a dog.
Well, we'll talk about it on Friday. Are you going to podcasting Friday?
Oh yeah, we'll
go.
We'll go.
Boy's ready. My boy's ready. We're still podcasting.
Oh yeah, dog. Like, dude, do I podcast Dave sparring? We're just going into a hard sparring session, dude.
We might even jump on live before you go out.
I could. I'll do it. I don't care.
We're going live at Zack's fight right before he walks out. Tell us how you're feeling right now, Zack. I'm gonna smash this mother.
I'm gonna smash your boy.
I'm gonna smash your boy. I told you, dude. Wear the hat wear the hat to weigh-ins. Wear the hat. Walk down to freaking Phil's bar. Dude, Zack's coming down there Friday night after weigh-ins. Tomorrow. You might get jumped and beat up.
No, not doing that, dude. If I was fighting somebody that I hated, I would consider it. But I don't hate Justin. Like, it's all good, man. Like, we're just two working dads that want to get into a fist fight.
Nothing wrong with that.
And it just happens to be against each other. But I don't. That's the biggest thing. People got to understand. Yeah, we're going to try and kill each other for 15 minutes in there. But like, I would consider me and Justin cool now. And I'm pretty sure we'll be cool after. So, but at the end of the day, he's got something that I want. So it'll be fun.
Holla. All right. I guess we will see you guys. Actually, we'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. I'll be doing a fighter interview with Kendred, the Big Bad Wolf. Zack.
I'm out. I'm doing a retreat. Go get my mind right.
Get it right. Get it right. I'll have my boy from the other side of the beehive, Justin, on with me. Other than that, we will see you guys later. We are out.